Paris. City of love, romance, and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too. But ever since that day, the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
Oh. Paris, the capital of murder. Okay, guys, so it's like 2 in the morning. I can't sleep for crap, and I've got like 4 hours. So I need to get up for work, and I don't really be saying Slender or God forbid Dead Space. So I thought I'd try like a new game. I just downloaded this on the Mac App Store. And it looks quite nice and relaxing. And you're only going to get my voice. You're not going to get my face because I look like crap. And you know, it's, I don't know. This is just a walkthrough of a puzzle game. It's not really. You don't require a face camera. I will soon play it. I don't know. You ain't getting it on this episode. I don't know how long I'll play this for. I figured it'd be a nice little story to get into. So, yeah.
I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Having a bath. So there's small details that are really important.
Collard,
She was
get
naked.
your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview. With Pierre Carchon. Yes, the
Yes.
Pierre Carchon.
Alright.
No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why.
Is that a
Anyhow,
coincidence?
this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So
It's just
charming and so very apt.
He's basically pimping her
Pierre
out.
Carchon was a media king,
She ain't no slut.
a national hero,
Or is she?
and one of the most
Oh.
infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa!
What is-
I
oh my
hate mimes.
God,
But
he's
unless
evil.
you humor them, they don't go away.
Seriously. Yeah, humour him because, my God. Seriously, dude. That is
Here I
evil.
was, the palace of the media king and
Oh
the
my God.
ice queen.
The ice cream.
I pressed the doorbell
Why do they call it?
and set in motion a chain of events
Oh my God.
which
he's
would
so
change
evil.
my life
Look at him.
forever.
It's like
Yes?
Arkham
What is
Asylum.
it?
Madame, my name is
Joker,
Nico
though.
Collard.
Right.
I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the first floor.
Come up. I pretend to talk like the Queen, but I'm actually just a bitch.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
She's a
The Ice
bitch.
Queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
Oh my God. What a cow. Seriously. I wouldn't give her the time of day. That's
Will
the
you
perfect
be
circle.
staying for the interview?
People win awards for that.
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Alright.
Pretty.
Jealous.
You're too kind, madame.
You didn't catch the gist of that, and she was being passive aggressive, so just get over yourself.
The talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon,
Oh.
I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please.
Bitter much?
But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your
You're
father.
a slut.
He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death.
He lovers.
So tragic. I must...
Ugh.
Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again.
I thought there'd be no chopsticks.
Another mink vase, I suppose.
And there's a mink va- What? Really?
Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
That's your reaction to a mink vase?
You
in his house?
journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame.
Oh,
That
done!
was no cat.
I just got that. Oh, dude.
What? Monsieur Carchon?
Why would you go up to him? Why would you go up to the scary mime dude? He just shot someone. Why would you? You deserve to be hit. You're a dumb biatch.
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man.
Yeah, because she's
It
done
was the
so much
mime.
good so far.
Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
Boom!
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen.
Yeah, because she's an
She would have
absolute
been
cow.
top of my list of suspects if I hadn't
Getting
seen
a
the
bit too
attacker
hyped about
myself.
this. No wonder I'm going to sleep.
And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime.
What, that blank
Should I
stare
wait
on
for
your
the cops?
face? Blink!
Or start my own investigation?
Blink!
It was a no-brainer.
Oh my god, blink! Oh, Jesus. Alright, okay, so... Yeah. No, not gonna bother with that. Too long. So, yeah, Miss Collard. She's going to go straight up to the dead guy, because that's what you would always do.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this
You're
murderer
a fucking
before
genius.
and written about him. The costume killer. At least that's what I'd called him.
Yeah, the costume killer, so... He's someone you just walked straight up to. You already knew who he was.
It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down.
That's a coincidence.
I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Okay, so that I can now touch his
Some
nipples!
people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend.
What?
In his
What?
pocket, I found a ticket stamped
Searching a dead
Bateau
body
de la
was like-
Conciergerie. Taking the ticket
I don't
meant
get
I
it.
tampered with the evidence.
Okay.
There
Whatever.
was no going back now.
Oh my gosh.
Carchon had been shot.
You are an investigative journalist. That was a genius. Wow, what a diagnosis. Cover him back up, you pervert, and... Okay, over the window.
A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job.
No, it's just cheap glass, alright? Seriously. The dude had no trouble. Did you see that perfect circle he drew? It's
The
amazing.
killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him.
I'd say he was a magician, not a mime. Yeah, smart ass. Let's check out his porn. Hardcore shit, right?
The bookcase was filled with obscure first editions.
Yeah, you just don't read Penthouse, darling.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them.
And it'll be the table. The table did it!
A Louis XIV table with an antique cloth. Imelda had taste. But hey, with a husband that rich, taste is easy.
I'm sensing jealousy.
I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful.
So you just take it. You absolute...
Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
I know what will... that's simple. Whatever. Something. Whatever. Okay. That little thing. Boom!
Ah, Nico, you are just so damn good at this stuff.
No, it's really easy. That was so easy.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
What? That's a life lesson, folks. Someone's rude to you, just ransack their house. Rob them silly. Just take everything, honestly. What am I doing? Get out of there. Yeah, okay, just keep stealing stuff. Just pick that up, yeah. She won't
It
care.
was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine.
That's a-
Just the colour I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Stealing my shit? Yeah, alright, don't worry.
Young lady, what are you doing?
Stealing your
This
shit.
paint. It's my favourite colour.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Alright. Bit so much. Actually, no, her husband just died. Her cheating, adulterous husband.
Excuse me, madame.
Paint the big picture here, you know?
Yes?
See what I did there? Picture, picked up, paint.
I am so sorry for your
Shut
loss,
up.
madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
You want to hear about all his
How
sex
did
stories?
your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
Yeah.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start. This is quite a scoop for you.
Damn!
I suppose you're already
Player, be
inventing
cool.
the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronise
I'm tired.
me. You're all cut from the same cloth.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any moral sense at all?
Yeah. I can have you bitched back to her. No.
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if my editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my
Seriously,
sympathy.
Two bitter.
The police will be here soon,
women
madame.
just
Is there
talking right
anybody
now.
you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really.
It's because you're a moody
Not much,
cow.
was it? The dutiful wife.
What's the new smile once?
That was my role.
Yeah.
He never talked, never let
Down
me
your
in.
knees.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Because I'm a good girl.
Your husband invited me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
I was onto his killers
was
already,
your
I am
rat.
sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you?
Yeah.
I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre
Yeah,
really
and I
did
trust
think that you
no
could
one
help.
who
Of
talks
course
without
it
moving their
wouldn't have
mouth.
stopped him seducing you too. Here,
That
take
includes
this.
ventriloquists,
It's
honestly.
the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Dildos!
Thank you.
Okay.
I promise you won't regret this.
Okay. So where's the hallway? This is... Or are we in
I
the
thought
hall?
of
That's
leaving,
the-
but
oh,
was
shit, no,
sure
that's-
there was more to find.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going over this way. Man, she walks slowly. This is going to be a long game. Oh.
A medieval pageant. Original, no doubt. The tapestry must have cost a fortune.
Yeah, jealous. Okay. Where's the mouse gone? Okay, there we go. Okay, just click. It's fine. And in the door. Go to the hallway.
The door was locked.
No. I need the key. Duh! You're not much of an investigative something, well, whatever you are.
Now we were
what are
getting
you?
somewhere.
What are you, okay? You're a thief is what you are. And, yeah. Oh, I like fondling dead bodies.
As expected,
What?
the
What's wrong
desk
with
was
you?
yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and ink tray had clearly been placed with mathematical
Oh my God.
precision.
You do make me laugh, Nico.
I didn't need a sheet of blotting
okay.
paper. Not while it was blank.
Not while it was blank. So
My heart
we need
skipped a
to do
beat.
something special.
It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into
I
a
love
box
the-
he had made. So
the music in the
Carchon
background.
had known my father.
It's
They
lovely.
really must have been friends. I
It's really
decided to
relaxing,
take the
actually.
carved elephant. It clearly meant
course you
nothing to
did.
Imelda.
You
I
clearly have
didn't
no
want
soul.
to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it.
Okay. What? So I've got to put something somewhere.
No.
I don't know. Okay, well, let's explore the rest of the room. Let's check out the pawn chair.
This wasn't the time for me to lie on the sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression.
No,
Though
Janet
it
James
is very
impression.
popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why.
So he was gay as well. So the serial polygamist or whatever was actually a. That's homophobic. Sorry, he was gay.
Locked. Not surprising, really.
And I need to get through this door. So consider my brain just come down here. I'm sorry. Is it painting? She's just gonna comment on how it's an artefact or whatever.
The painting showed the Carchons together, in love.
I would love
As the
to see
poet
the end of
said,
that
the
photo.
past is a
That
different
dog's head is
country.
being blown
Or
off.
did I read that in a fortune
Seriously.
cookie?
Two
There was the very faintest
two
of
guns
clicks.
straight at his head. Sorry, there's a click. Right, okay. Ah, safe.
Behind the picture was a safe.
War on a safe company. And I recognise that little hole. That's what she said. Nah, no. Or was it he said? I don't know. I'm tired.
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them.
Okay.
At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Carchon was past caring.
Because he's dead. You're so heartless. I can't believe it. Right, okay, so back to the blotting paper place. So we're gonna put this on to the table. Put it onto the table. So, yeah, there you go. What the fuck am I doing? I'm tired.
No.
Okay. We will take this thing here and put it on there.
The blotter was flat already. Rolling the cylinder across it would achieve nothing.
Okay. So we need to roll the cylinder with a
Putting the paint straight on the cylinder would be too messy. The paint would go everywhere.
Maybe you like it messy. On the cloth. Oh, what the hell? Put the paint on the cloth and then wipe it on.
I smeared the paint all over the cloth. When I do messy, I really like to put my heart into it.
You said it was messy
I hope
the other
this was
way.
going to help.
That makes no
They
sense.
don't make lace like that
You
anymore.
like it messy? Do the messy way. I mean,
I wiped the paint-covered cloth over the surface of the stone cylinder. It took me right back to art class at school. And Maurice, my gorgeous art teacher. Such a shame they had to fire him.
oh my
Ah,
god.
well. Concentrate, Nico, concentrate.
I know why they fired him. Because you slept with him. And you...
Genius.
Oh my god.
The roller and the paint worked just as I planned.
There's
But
some
what did it
morbid
say?
storylines here, honestly. So she was a little hussy back
It was
then.
some kind of coded message. It read,
Or now. So.
subjudice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense.
Okay.
I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So,
She knows a lot.
subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story.
Better.
It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going
Oh
to
my
win
god.
it this time.
So she knows a shitload of stuff. Except for the prize that you win in a part of her field. Like, talk about a selective memory, man. Okay, Nico, you're one twisted bitch. But I like you. Because you're a hussy. No,
I couldn't leave without saying goodbye to Imelda.
I like a girl with brains. You know? Well, that's it. That's how we roll.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving, do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I
We
can
were
to find the killer.
lovers.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
Don't worry. You were never here.
subjudice
Now they're best
was the
friends.
key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
Alright, so we know where we're heading. The Ile de la Casse Cité, whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Carchon wasn't the type for messing
Alright.
about on the river.
Yeah,
He was
yeah, I
up
think-
to something down here.
It's probably about 20 minutes.
Something that got him killed.